With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
Hello everyone, let us start with our question. So this is a passage-based question which we have already done one of the part of this. Now it is given that we know that resistive force is proportional to the object velocity. So if the object velocity is more, resistive force would be more. And the resistive force is opposite to the velocity. That means if for example velocity is in the x direction, so resistive force would be in the minus x direction. So negative indicate that the resistive force is opposite to the velocity. Now if we consider a situation, if we have kept a liquid, if we have kept a mass in the liquid, so what are the various forces which would be acting? One would be the resistive force, which would be acting opposite to the velocity. One would be the weight, and another one would be the buoyant force. Now the buoyant force would be constant. It would not depend upon the velocity, and we can just ignore this value, buoyant force value. Then we can say that the net force would be just our weight and the resistive force. So it would be mg minus bv. This is the net force, which is equals to mass into acceleration. Now if we rewrite this expression as, or acceleration as dv divided by dt, we can get the value of the velocity in the differential form. Now we can integrate this and we can get the value of the velocity. So this is an exponential variation. Now we also know that the terminal velocity, there is a velocity which is known as the terminal velocity. Now when we know that resistive force is directly proportional to the velocity, so what is the maximum positive value of the velocity? Or we can say that in other words, what is the maximum possible value of our resistive force? So the maximum possible value of the resistive force would be equals to the would be when the velocity becomes constant value and it becomes equal to the terminal velocity. Okay, now this could be obtained, terminal velocity could be obtained by putting, because at that time velocity would be constant, so this term would be zero, acceleration term. So we say that terminal velocity would be equals to, this is our v, so vt would be equals to mg divided by b, or we can say that this factor is the terminal velocity. Now this is the final expression. Now what we need to do, we in this problem we need to find which object would first acquire half of their respective terminal speed in the minimum time. In the minimum time we need to find which would be acquiring the half of the terminal speed. Now we know the expression of the velocity is given as to be v equals to vt, terminal velocity, 1 minus e to the power, this is written as to be bt divided by m. This is how we have written. Now if we compare this expression, or if we just rewrite this expression as vt equals to 1 minus e to the power, and this would be minus, so t minus t divided by mb. Okay, or we can just incorporate b with the minus. So first of all we just write divided by b, because it would be, because b is in the numerator, so it would be the denominator of the denominator, so we need to write it like this. So this is our main denominator, it would be like this, then it would be moving to the numerator. Now if we just rewrite this expression as vt equals to vt 1 minus e to the power minus t divided by tau. These are the expressions which we have seen in the capacitor. Now what does this tau represent? Tau represent the time constant. Time constant. Okay, what does it indicate? It indicates the time at which our this velocity or any expression which is written in this form. In this case it is velocity, so we are talking with reference to the velocity. So it represents the time at which our velocity reaches to, we can say that 63% of the terminal velocity vt. Okay, this would be the time, tau would be the time at which our velocity reached to be 63% of the terminal velocity. So simply we can say that we need to find the minimum time. So what should be the value of the tau? Tau should be maximum or minimum? Tau should be minimum. Tau should be minimum, because we need to find the minimum time. So out of these we have been given with 4 choices. Out of these, which would be having the minimum value of the time constant, which is equals to m divided by b. Now if we take the ratio of m divided by b for all these cases, so for the first one it is 1 divided by 3.7, for the second it is 2 divided by 1.4, for the third it is 3 divided by 1.4, for the fourth it is written as 4 divided by 2.8. We can just cancel this 2 times, so it would be 2 divided by 1.4. So which is the least least value out of this? This is the maximum value, and the least value is 1 divided by 3.7. This is the minimum value. So for this, time constant would be less and the time taken would be less. So our correct option would be the A option. Hope you understood the solution. Thank you.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut app today.